Hey guys, I'm Orlando. I'm 29 years old. I'm originally from Yorkshire, but I live in Glasgow. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so I do a lot of digital design work. I'd studied at Edinburgh College of Art, and I also studied at Glasgow School of Art as well, doing my master's degree. I like sriracha hot sauce. I like fruit stickers. I like bus seats because they're really weird. I like bass guitar, and I like Japanese records. So that's a small slice of things that I like. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about a career in creativity and the kind of pitfalls, the positives and negatives, and starting a kind of your own business or your own career in the creative sector, which can be quite scary and daunting and unknown. So in primary school, I was quite dyslexic, so I struggled with some of the more kind of academic subjects, the maths and the English. So I started to kind of put my focus and my kind of time towards looking into the more creative side of school and the more creative subjects like design, tech, art, music. And in secondary school, there was no real option for me to study graphic design, so I kind of didn't really understand what it was. But I started getting into it through album covers. I was really interested in music. Through playing in bands and through doing musical activities, I started making my own kind of graphic design by accident. And that followed on to me going to university at Edinburgh College of Art to study graphic design. It was quite hard, and I had to be quite independent and teach a lot of things myself and learn a lot of things myself. But I think it was a really valuable life lesson and really useful. Then I graduated, and I looked like this for about 6 months, because once you finish education, it's like, what do I do now? It's quite scary. You guys have got a long time to go till then, but it might be a little bit like this. And then I tried to carve a creative career in London and New York, doing lots of graphic design work in different kind of design studios, different design agencies, with lots of different people working with a big team, doing lots of different kind of work. That's me on my first day at the job. Obviously, you learn a lot of things at university and school, but it never really fully prepares you for your first day at work. And working in a kind of professional environment was quite scary and had to learn a lot of things quite fast. I got my first job in a design studio in London, which I won't name, but I was getting paid £100 a day, which was amazing at the time. And there was ping pong tables everywhere, and there was free breakfast, free lunch, free dinner. So it was amazing, this job's incredible. But it was actually a really hard workplace, and in the creative industry, there's a lot of workplaces that are very difficult and kind of try and keep you working for very long hours. And also it's really hard to work in large capital cities because of the living cost. And also my boss wasn't very nice and made me work a lot longer than they worked. So I quit that job and I started a small design company called Workhorse Press in Edinburgh with a friend of mine. And we offered design services, illustration services, and a printing service. So it's this kind of whole package of graphic design and digital work. I started the business in my hallway in my tiny flat in Edinburgh, which is that picture on the left. And then eventually, through word of mouth and through doing early kind of business activity, we moved into a small studio, which was just an old car garage on the right. This business offered a kind of printing service, so a bespoke creative printing service, kind of not like your standard photocopiers, a little bit more kind of luxury than that, with lots of interesting colours, which was quite popular at the time. But alongside that, we were also doing a lot of design and illustration work for clients, companies, small startups, for people like Janine and CodeBase and Creative Edinburgh. So working with the local community and local clients to do work, which was really, really good. And the word kind of got out, and we did a bit of marketing and tried to get our word out there on different news websites and media sites. So I think it's really important to think about, maybe in your workshop later on, to think about how you're going to promote yourself, how you're going to promote your business, how you're going to promote your ideas and your kind of startup. But then I stopped doing that business and went freelance. And freelancing, for those of you who don't know, is kind of basically just working for yourself. It just means that you're your own boss and you can choose when and what kind of work you do. To go freelance is quite scary and daunting, but it is really hard work and rewarding. So this is some of the freelance work that I do. I do graphic design for various things, from theatre companies to art galleries and art institutions to people who make cups. So I work with lots of different sized businesses and different creative businesses as well. I've also done things from juice, branding, to books, to cafes, to exhibitions in the subway. So there's a real variety of work that you can do as a graphic designer, especially if you work as a freelancer for yourself. You can choose who you work for. I think the role of a designer as well is really important. I obviously love design, so I'm pushing that, but I think design is a really broad area to work in, and even if you're interested in design, it means you can be a filmmaker, you can be a critic, you can be a writer, you can be a coder, you can be a business person. So to kind of summarize, I think a career in the creative industries is really rewarding, and I'd really recommend it. And it's definitely a viable option. There's lots of stuff to do and lots of opportunities to get into. And we always need more creative people. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would really recommend it. That's me.